And this is easy, man. My name is Joseph. I'm an addict. It's like, I went through all that stuff that he was talking about, and so this just like family. So I'm similar to the previous speaker, and that, I mean, why not talk about myself? I'm the most interesting person I know. So, yeah. I had a friend. I had a friend, and I have to honor him because he's passed on. He actually stayed alive to die on this day with 37 years clean on this day. And Jeff, I know you're with me. Some people have crossed paths with him, Jeff T out of Phoenix. And he taught me a lot. I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot from you guys already today. And I see some people that are friends from all over. And I've been really, really fortunate in my recovery to, well, I guess you could say I married well. When I started, I was married to a person that worked for the airline. So it was not really a big deal for me to get to wherever. And so I guess that's what the power of my life needed for me to have, I absolutely needed that. So I'll digress and tell you a little Toastmaster joke, okay? There's this dude that gets stranded on a desert island, right? And he's there, young man, virile, and he's there a long time, and then he looks out onto the horizon and he sees driftwood is what he thinks he sees, but as it comes closer and closer, not only it's driftwood, it's a little raft, and there's somebody on the raft. Now, he's been living all this time, months and months and months, with a Doberman and a pig. And each time that he approaches the pig, the Doberman snarls at him and starts getting real defensive. And he's a manly man, and he's lonely. And every time he gets close to that pig, that Doberman comes to the rescue. See, on this raft was a beautiful woman, as he found out later, as he cleaned her up and gave her water and brought her back to health. And as she came to her health, she began to think, and she said, "You saved my life. I was on driftwood. I don't know what I would have done. I wouldn't have survived without you. What can I do? How can I repay you?" He looked at that woman and said, "Would you please take that Doberman for a walk?" That fixed idea that takes us back time and time again to a particular drug or some substitute. And I'm in the some substitute part of that thing, because it never was particular. And I like what was shared about, DOC in Colorado. DOC is Department of Corrections. And the dude asked me, says, the new guy asked me, says, "Well, what was your DOC?" And I said, "I never did any time, man. I never did any time. I mean, really? Seriously? I never thought." I saw other people get caught. I said, "How dumb can you be? How can you get caught getting high, man?" I was that insane. That whole jail thing and all that stuff, getting shot and all that. I knew people that was happening to, and all those people that were dying, and my friend got, RICO'd and all this stuff. It's for them. It's not for me. That never happened to me. And that was my attitude. That was my approach. I outsmart them. So you show me a system, and I'll figure out how to navigate through that system and be successful in that system. And the fact of the matter is pretty much true, except for the fact, oh yeah, see, that's what substances do. It makes you forget. It made me forget what I was doing in the first place all the time. Great ideas. I don't know about you guys, but I wasn't a very good finisher. She had a great start. I had a great start and an excellent plan, mapped out, but yeah, just never held my attention. So um, my first sponsor, and I'm glad Vito's in the room because it was Indian Charlie. And some people here, and see, I got to get honest, really, because I have to acknowledge my friend Steve, and this is the way Narcotics Anonymous works. Steve was a guy that was sitting in the rooms in Colorado when I got there, and I met him within the first week of coming to Narcotics Anonymous, right? So he was telling stories yesterday in another city, and I'm saying, I don't remember that. He's like, oh yeah, it happened. I said, okay. So I'm going to do the very best I can, and I can tell the truth because I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to hide. So this cat man, he told me, he said, look, first of all, I don't work with newcomers. He told me, he said, look, you're too busy. You're too, I don't really work with you. You get a couple, 3 years clean, maybe I'll work with you. This is what he told me. But I kept coming back in one condition or another. See, I was one of those people that, and I heard it put in a way that makes a lot of sense to me. I kept trying to quit long enough until I surrendered. I just kept trying to quit. I kept trying to quit. Then I surrendered, and I've been clean ever since. I just surrendered. I said, damn, man, what? I was told that this program was simple. Now, see, that's messing with me already. That's because, I got to invent something. I got to create something. I got to bring something. Anyway, and this whole responsibilities of membership is something that I threw at Archie, and it's something that was prevalent when I was new, and it was based around service. And there's a little literature floating around because when I say responsibilities of membership, people start saying, whoa, the only requirement. Whoa. I said responsibilities of membership. I didn't say that we're like Walmart. If we ain't got it here now, we'll have it tomorrow. And I think that, we've already covered that ground quite well in our literature use, because what's been ringing in my ears recently is that little phrase, all manifestations of the recovery person. I have to accept that. I don't particularly care for all manifestations. Okay, so I'm going to give you what I got. And, what I got has been working for 30, and I'm still learning. So, what I was told is I need to learn the language of our fellowship. This clarity statement is just, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not going to speak ill of the program. In this day and age, with the type of people that we have attending meetings and the why? Why are we saying that? Why are we saying that? I don't. So anyway, I kind of dislike that because our atmosphere should demonstrate that. It's our atmosphere. It just demonstrates that. So it's important for me to learn the language, learn how to use it, serve me well. I travel a lot. I've been real fortunate. I've been a lot of places. I start opening my mouth. People say, yeah, he's one of them NA dudes. He's one of them NA dudes. And that's really, really important. it was really, really important. And I heard some really important things, some impactful things from Bo earlier this afternoon. And it was like, it's there, all we're here. I have people that say to me, say, well, we got a new Jack addict. You know, these new people coming in, blah, blah, blah. I'm saying, well, the, we, we, our universe adjusts. I've never been in a meeting where there was not room in the circle for one more. Nothing new. Chick was saying, talking about in a meeting a couple of weeks ago, you know, it's like this ABC particular substance and how it was new and what was doing. She could get away from it. I told her, you know, I think I may have tried that, what you're talking about, in 1969. See, there's so much misinformation that I may have. They were calling it the same thing, but maybe, I'm not sure. I don't want to check yours that you had last week to find out what the result was, but there's a lot of confusion and that kind of stuff. And you know, our fellowship in Colorado was rough. You know, it was rough. We had a lot of Vietnam era dudes with a lot of things that have become prevalent in society. It's been labeled, it's been, you know, it's been whatever. There's a whole industry behind this kind of stuff. I just feel like this. There was no women in the meeting and there wasn't no hugging, okay? So that's just the way it was. And I had a woman come to me and says, oh, well, it seems like that you just marginalizing women. I'm just telling you what it was. I'm just telling you what I experienced. And there were motorcycles and there were lumps in people's coats and jackets and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you know, and there was a whole lot of hate. You know, well, we can take this to the parking lot, honestly. And it was what I needed, because I wasn't hitting mama's purse, and I wasn't checking your house for checking your medicine cabinet. Okay, so we all come from different places, and you know, if a person like me can come in here and benefit and have that thing that we talk about in our literature, a actual change of personality, I know it'll work for anybody. So it's very, very important. It's very, very important. One of the responsibilities of membership is not only the language, but the participation. You know, we talk about it in our literature, you know, members go hundreds of miles to support their speech, blah, blah. And I see people in this room that do that. And I'm going to blame it on us. I got a couple sponsees that I'm going to blame it on us. It was incumbent. It was like I had to. I was told, say, dude, do this. They say, look, get in the car. We're going to Greeley. We're going to Albuquerque. You know, this is what we do. This is what we do. You know, and some of the greatest experiences that I've had in this fellowship is, you know, not because here's a rumor that when you get like for every 100 miles that you get away from your home group, your area and whatnot, you get that much more spiritual, right? I'm not talking about you. But I heard there was a possibility. But to bring what we have, and I've seen it happen, and I've seen the result. The result is an activation of membership at a level that, hey, I may pop up in your home. If it's on the meeting list, I may come at any time. Anytime. Got people from DC over here, Mississippi, got the folks from the corridor. There's my corridor. People got folks from Texas, you know? And in the course of living the program to the best of my ability, this is the way that I demonstrate what Narcotics Anonymous has done for me. I don't need no chocolate pill on the, I don't need to, don't send for me. I just left. I just left. So it's just very, very important that this this universal worldwide fellowship that we have, that I take advantage of that. It is just so distressful when I hear the stories when I can't get off the block. I couldn't get to this area. Oh my goodness. And it's just one of those things that I have to be real grateful for, because the service has been a part of it, and I wasn't like tricked into service. I wasn't asked to do service. I was told, look, you go there, get the information, and anything that you don't particularly understand, you bring that back to me. We'll sit down and sort it out. And then you go back. That was like, I said, okay. So people say, well, the newcomer exception. I really dislike this. So what about the newcomer? No. Most of the time, in my experience, if people say, what about the newcomer? They have some doubt themselves about what's going on. So don't put it on Johnny that's yippee skippy just coming to a meeting. He's only going to do what he sees us do. And he's only going to do, and she's only going to do what we tell her to. We in this room, most of us know when we went from a suggested program to a proposition. What's a proposition? Man, it's real simple. Nobody knows what a proposition is. I know Atlanta well. I'll take you some places and I will show you, demonstrate what a proposition is. Yeah, it's a proposition. I had to be willing. It wasn't like, anyway, we won't get into that. But so what are we doing? What is the responsibility? Am I supporting in my area, in my region, and zone now, and world? Am I talking out the side of my neck about some stuff that that I heard her, and they said it over there. It's kind of like it's kind of like copping, right? Remember that? When you're here in the parking lot, you're like, east what? And you got any gas? Yeah. We're going to east somewhere with an idea, and the idea is we can get more for less. That was the idea, period. That was the idea. We're going to get more for less. Because, I'm going to tell you quite honestly, the whole axiom of that more for less is that eventually, if I get more for less enough, I get something for nothing. Old timer, I was in a meeting. He said, dude, it was such a bum when I came to Narcotics Anonymous. If you gave me a job laying down, I'd stand up and quit. I was at that meeting, okay? And that's the only way. We used to talk about an inside job a lot and to keep the focus on yourself a lot. I don't hear that very much anymore. And we all know that. Then I heard a young lady in Denver say, if we baby them, we bury them. I said, damn. I heard that in a meeting. I was there. The chick less than 30 years old, 4 or 5 years clean. I said, ooh, write that down. Yeah. Because, you know, the proposition is, it is what it is. We meet the recovering person where they are, exactly where they tell the truth. We can meet you right there and provide some help. We can take the person that's new, meet them right where they are, and provide some help. It was just being talked about. Right where you are, you know, from penthouse to outhouse, right where you are. That's the power of our fellowship. The insanity of the disease, and I'll tell you, it happens to me every once in a while. Here's the insanity with Time Clean. Diversity is our strength, except when it comes to me. I've heard that said in so many different ways. I don't really have anything to offer. I don't have really anything to offer. I tell you what, I heard within the first week of coming to Narcotics Anonymous, body count. Body count. We got to be visible. You know, it's not a secret society, although I wish it was. You know, that kind of plays into my conspiracy insanity, you know, kind of, you know, like that part where it talks about like, you know, a certain nomenclature. It's you know, it's too limited for us. I kind of like that. Yeah. But anyway, a part of that service for me, in my experience, and I'm not going to try to sponsor anybody or anything like that. I got like 10,000 sponsees. I talked about 3 of them on a regular basis, and I'm cool. And I don't mind. I tell them, so look, whatever. I'm not going to do any more than you do. I'm serious. That's just how I got it. I'm not going to do any more than you do. I'm not. Sorry. I'm not, because I'm busy. I'm busy. You know, got a lot of stuff going on. You know, got a lot of life to live. And like these cats, I'm going to say this before I forget to say this. In this room and walk around these halls, we got people, young people like my man right here that, you know, have over 30 years clean, or they're like 50 years old. Just think about this, man. In about 15, 20 years, we're going to have gatherings like this where everybody's got 50 years or more to open your mouth. That's where we come from. That's where we come from. I remember a certain, I call his name, Vito, came to speak in Colorado Springs. Was like, but you know, it stopped snowing. It just stopped snowing. You know what I'm saying? And God bless him, and I'm glad he did that. And I remember the year, it was 2005. I was on my way to one of the greatest experiences and adventures that I ever had in my life, to work in the hurricane zone throughout Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and my recovery, just through an effort in service, just exploded. It exploded. You know, so these things, you know, I look at my life and things have happened through my lifetime. I'm not that old, but I'm not that young. You know, got 30 years clean, 68 years old. Okay. So here's the way I look at it. I'll make that. That's my objective. I'll make that. You know, I can make that. That's only 20, I can do 20. I can do 20. But there's some people that are a lot younger than me that have more time than me. I'm saying, hey, I'm holding you responsible. You be there to let the you know, to open the door, because I'm coming in with a cane. If I don't remember anything, I say alcohol is a drug. Thanks for letting me share. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I look at it. And I'm not gonna get passionate in a way that happened earlier because the speaker was brought to tears about, hey, we've got to do some work. This is the we part, because I can't do this by myself. We have to do some work. We have, and we all know this, we have the foundation for something that is fantabulous. And it's happening. And it's happening all around us. And it's really important that I acknowledge it. Not that I want to, like, give up the anonymity of the thing, but that I recognize where, getting back to this complete creative freedom thing, where that's coming from and where that's going, man. That's nothing to be afraid of, man. Remember, I had a personality change, so I'm not trying to get in your pocket. I'm not trying to take you home, okay? I'm not necessarily harmless, but I am. But, my favorite line of the text, at least we know we are not intentionally making life miserable for other people. Yeah, sometimes I question that too. Was that intent in there or not? Anyway, no, I don't think there was any intent in there. I don't think so. So anyway, at least to the best of my ability, that I need to be a participant and be creative in my thinking and be willing to hear something from somebody else in the fellowship. Be willing to just hear it. And maybe, what does our text say? Maybe try that on an experimental basis. Maybe just try it. Because closed-mindedness and we got a lot written about that, and how I avoid that, and how I cope with that in my recovery is that I go to a damn meeting every day. How hard is that? I just go every day. And for the text talks about, a meeting a day is a meeting per day for the first 90 days is a good idea. Well, no, excuse me, for at least the first 90 days is a good idea. And it's like the at least is the catcher. I want to leave that out. Say, I did 90, Your Honor. No, one a day. And we have some real slick stuff going on in fellowship now, and it's important for me. A part of the responsibility of membership is to know what the heck is going on and stay as informed as I possibly can, and stay connected and stay protected, whatever. I need to know what's going on with my lifeblood. I need to know to the best of my ability, and I need to have first-hand information, because on the street, what they say, A-B conversation, you see your way out of this? Yeah. I need to know. What here's the way we do it down south, I think. Was it gossip or concern? I love that workshop. If I can stay awake, it's always late night. I don't know why, but anyway. I don't know why. Yeah. So to be informed, to participate, my zeal and my enthusiasm for participation in this program starts with a meeting a day. I know a lot of people can't do that. I'm just talking about myself. And I don't have any judgment, because what's ringing in my head recently more than anything else, and I've got to get this I got to get this some kind of way, Ron. All manifestations. It's taken me a long time, man. It's taken me a long time for all this stuff to kind of dissipate, you know, which side of town, what kind of clothes, what kind of drugs, kind of music. It's taken a long time for me to be able to appreciate the fullness of what we have to offer. You know, I'm a dude. Look, I have no tattoos, no piercings, no nicknames, no street names, no gang affiliations, no conviction. I wasn't raised by wolves. No. See, I feel marginalized a lot of times in these meetings and speaker-thons because people are telling me, so, man, you, like you, why are you here? Why are you here? I'm here because I did the same thing you did, but I was smart enough or fortunate enough not to get caught. I wasn't into giving up body parts. You know, I don't believe in that stuff. I remember my dad died, and I'm gonna tell you, talking to a guy, and this was, you know, I'm glad I thought to mention this. My father's death was the fork at the end of the road. I could kind of see the end of the road because he died a very young man, 57. And as people would have you believe, he was doing what he liked to do. He died of a massive heart attack in a strip joint in downtown Denver called the Slant. And that's what people had to offer me. And I said to myself, this shit's got to stop. This got to stop. You know? You're looking at a dude, man. I got 2 little kids at home. 4 and 1. I could not take $100 bill 1 mile to the grocery store and come back. Okay? I couldn't do it. My kids. I couldn't do it. But I turned that 100 about 8 times in the 3 days between the time that I finally got broke and got back home. So I know what Narcotics Anonymous can do for any addict seeking recovery. I know. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm free of that stuff. You know, in a lot of ways, I feel like my dad, in some ways, brought it personal home, untreated addiction. And, you know, I mean, you know, I'm saying, when I was like about 53, 54, man, I was getting nervous. I was clean, but I was getting nervous. You know? So I have to be in an environment with you guys with positive thinking and creative action in order to flourish in this program. I survived not feeding my kids. I didn't come here to survive. That's my thing. That's my thing. I came here to flourish, man. And I'm trying to do it to the best of my ability. Been all around you guys, provided a way of a magic carpet ride to whatever. I got a new career start, got all kinds of stuff. I always thought I was a star. I'm getting involved with in the movie business and all that kind of stuff. I got a business at home. Guys are working today. It was payday. They got paid. They got paid. Remember the guy with the 100 going to the store for his kids? I got guys working right now. They got paid this morning. Tell me about what Narcotics Anonymous can do. You know? So anyway, a lot different than I thought it would be, as it always is, and I certainly appreciate your participation by being here. And through a few heads nodding, that identification is always there, and I really do appreciate that. So that's all I have to share. Thanks so much.